Good evening, everybody. You're on board the gospel train. It is time for Let's Talk. Welcome. Thank you so much. Those of you that are already out here on the site, thank you so much for joining us. And those of you that are coming on Facebook, I thank you as well. Don't forget, everybody, those of you that are already on SharonRucker.com, send a text, send an email, dial somebody's number, tell them to go to my site. They will be able to hear the show tonight. Those of you coming on Facebook, all you've got to do, hey, Doretha, all you got to do, those of you on Facebook, you got to help me, first of all. Let me tell you what you got to do for me. All you need to do, guys, is you need to click like, click share, put this on as many people's walls as you can, okay? This helps me when you do this, all right? This helps my show. Well, there is my nephew, Marcus. Hey, Marcus, I got your call the other night. Just been getting it. We'll talk soon, okay? Listen, guys, help me. All you have to do is click like, click share, call somebody, text somebody, tell them to go to SharonRucker.com on my site. Or you can also invite them. If you put this on your page, your friends can also watch this as well. Did y'all know that? If you put this on your page, your friends can watch this as well. Now, I see Dewey is already out here. Dewey, I know you can hear me. Give me about 30 seconds, Dewey, and I'm going to bring you on. You are listening, everybody, to SharonRucker.com. We are located in the city of Knoxville, Tennessee. Everybody, thank you all so much. Excuse me, I am about to get hooked up. Hang on, let me click in here a second. Wait just a second. Gotta get some things hooked up here. Hang on. Okay, got that done. One more thing I need to do. Hang on. Lord, always something. I be trying to do too much, Marcus. I really be trying to do too much. And it has been a long week, everybody, for David and I. All right, guys. Hang on, everybody. All right, everybody, we are going to get started. It is 7 minutes after the hour, and I appreciate all of you that are already on my site. Thank you all so very much. There was a lot of people on here earlier today. See, I can't see who you are, but my count tells me when there are a lot of people. So I take it you all are enjoying all this wonderful Christmas music, because I got it going on, Marcus, with Christmas music, Christmas instrumentals. They are awesome, everybody. And my CD is out here as well. So every now and then you're going to hear Sharon Rucker on her own station. Now, is it just too much that God allowed me to have this station and a CD that I can play it on? Come on, y'all know God is something else, ain't he? All right, everybody, I am going to lower this music and bring Dewey on into the room. So hang on, everybody. Let me bring this down, and we can bring Dewey on into the room. Deborah has not come on yet, and I see Dewey out there. All right. Hey, Dewey.
Hey, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm great. Good.
Everybody, thank you all, those of you that are coming on site, and I just saw 5 people jump on. Thank you all so much. Those of you that just came on, please call somebody. You can send a text, you can send an email, tell people to go to SharonRucker.com if they're not a Facebook friend. And even if they're not a Facebook friend, those of you that are coming on to the live feed, if you'll put this on your site, if you'll click share, your friends can view it, comment, everything. They can do everything that you do. If you put this, click this video for me and share it, okay? Dewey, how in the world was your week? Was it good?
Yes, it was wonderful.
Well, guys,
Really
seriously, we have had a good week too. You all know my husband has been going through a lot of things, but I'm gonna tell you, every appointment was a good appointment. Good news. God was just awesome this week. Dewey, I'll share all that with you later. And Marcus is my nephew, everybody. I'll share all the information, but it's just been a good week. Can't you tell I'm just in a good mood? I mean, come on, Dewey. You know how
you know I can. You know I can.
Hey, I can't help it. All I know is
only those people who have spiritual united
yes.
understand.
All I can tell you guys is prayer is a powerful thing. Mm-hmm. Those of you that have been praying for my husband, I told you some of his tests came back positive, and we've been going to a lot of doctors, and he's been going to doing a lot of tests, but God is just good, everybody. He is just good. In fact, David has been putting up some Christmas decorations this afternoon. I said, Jesus, I just want to thank you. Okay? I just want to thank you for your goodness. But everybody, listen, we are going to talk tonight. Deborah is on. Hey, Deborah.
Hi, Sharon. Hi, Dewey. How are you?
Hey, Deborah.
I am good, Deborah. I am good. Listen, Deborah and I, everybody.
We are now complete.
Yes, we are. We are complete.
Yeah.
Unless anybody wants to guest host. And if you want to guest host, if you'll type it in the box, I will let you come on. You'll have to dial in and you can guest host with us. If anybody's listening or watching and you want to guest host, I'll put the number in the box. You can come on. Deborah and I, Dewey, have been talking today. And guys, I'm going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you. I don't know what's going on with Kamala and all these people that are quitting. But it is not a good look. It is just not a good look. And Deborah and I have been trying to cipher and talk about it. And so those of you all that are in the box, I want you all to tell me what you think it is. Here's what I think it is, and I'm going to let you guys tell me after I get through. I think what is happening is you have got women, strong women, that are bumping heads. You know how we women are, especially strong women, because I'm a strong woman, okay? But I think Kamala is not, or what's the lady that's got the little short hair that has quit? What's her name, Deborah? Do you know?
Simone Sanders.
Is it Simone?
Simone.
Simone is probably a strong-willed young lady, and I'd say she's probably trying to tell Kamala things to do, and Kamala's disagreeing, because I cannot think of anything else that could be happening that's causing people to leave. Now, Deborah, I'm going to let you tell me what you think. Dewey, I'm going to let you tell me. Those of you in the box, if you all think something, tell me. Okay, because something is happening. The problem I'm having is she does not need to draw all of this attention to President Biden right now. I mean, my God, the man has got a hoarseness, and they're already trying to say he's got COVID. I tell you, Biden, it is so unfortunate that Biden had to come in behind Donald Trump. It is so unfortunate. Everything that could go wrong and happened on Trump's watch, Biden is getting the blame. Okay? Everything. So tell me, Deborah, what do you think is going on with Kamala? Hey, Miss Robin, what do you think is going on? You tell me, Deborah. Go ahead.
Well, I think that some of it's probably multifaceted. I do believe some of it is just the fact that, the vice president is sort of always behind the scenes. Biden, it happened to Biden, there were many people who said that, Biden had decades more experience than Obama, and he was expected to come in and basically disappear for 8 years and do, the president's bidding, but he doesn't get, any of the spotlight. And he did it. He was able to do it, and he was able to stay in line with the way the Obama administration operated, which was no drama and that sort of thing. If we remember, before them, the Democratic administration before them, the Clintons, they were all about drama. And people, coming and going and leaving. So I think it's just, we got used to no drama Obama. And Biden has really sort of fallen into that as well because he did it for 8 years.
Yeah.
So now we're seeing something different. There is concern that, her campaign, when she was running for the Democratic nomination, and when she was Senator of California, there were lots of comings and goings during that too. And she certainly, her campaign fizzled really before anyone thought that it would. But overall, I think that it may be that the media is focusing on her too, because whoever is the first woman or the first anything, they're going to get a lot of attention, some of it good and a lot of it negative. And we saw with Hillary, and we're seeing with Kamala that you have the media is focusing on, her staff and quitting. But, the reality is is that it's all, in all our best interest that she succeeds, because she is the one who's going to be poised to take over should Biden not run again. And I mean, come on, he's going to be 81
That's right.
in 2024. And so if somebody challenges her and there's a bruising battle, nobody's going to come out winning on that end, because it'll only make it more easy for the Republican, whoever that may be, and it was looking like it probably will be Trump, to come in and take advantage of that situation. So,
Well,
I think it's a lot of stuff, but I do think that she should take control behind the scenes.
yeah.
Don't complain. Don't say it was the media, or that's not going to go well. Take control of the situation behind the scenes, and, don't adjudicate it in the media.
Let me let Dewey. What's your opinion on this, Dewey? What do you think is happening?
Well, I think just a lot of nothing. I really do. I'm hoping this Simone will go to work with Stacey Abrams if she runs for governor. But I don't think it's much of anything. The thing is I'm prayerful that Biden will run a second term. I don't know how long it'll last, about 4 years, but we don't need to be battling for another term against Trump.
Right.
Biden was
Right.
the person who was able to beat Trump, and we all know that. I don't think any other Democrats could have beaten him. So I think we just have to just sit back and see. It could be a lot of stuff. Normally, people don't leave like that unless they go on for something else, unless they have personal problems or going to work for someone else. I'm prayerful this Simone will go to work with Stacey Abrams and try to help her get elected governor of Georgia. That's my prayer. And then we just need we can't lose focus. What they're trying to do is make it look like Kamala's not fit to be president. She can't even keep her staff. We have to look at all those tricks of the enemy.
That's true.
And
So
it just doesn't, it doesn't make any difference whether, why they left. I guess they left.
right.
We have to keep going. I don't think they're frustrated. Kamala's not doing any more, any less than any other vice president has done, other than Cheney. But he ran
He
the
did
country.
plenty.
So let me ask you guys.
Just bad.
Let me
He
ask
ran
you
the
guys.
country.
Do you all not
Thank
think
you.
that it's just women bumping heads, or one trying to tell the other what for, or y'all don't think it's none of that going on?
No.
You don't?
I mean, they work with Kamala. What they gonna say to him?
I know, but
I mean, I know that
people.
people say that women can't work together.
yeah,
I'm always reluctant to engage in that, because do we put the same kind of criteria for men?
that's true.
I mean,
And I'm basing
men
it, Deborah.
have all kinds of issues working together as well.
Now, let me just tell you why, and I agree with you wholeheartedly, but I'm only basing this, everybody, because I worked in a group, in a security department at the plant, one of the plants, and it was all women. We worked inside. And there was always some type of a jealousy. My supervisor placed me in another office where I was going to be doing something different from them, and I could tell that there was jealousy. There was just some friction. Okay, so I'm basing on the fact that I have been in that situation, Deborah, versus when I went to my computer group. I worked in the computer group. I troubleshot computers. I worked with all men. And listen, it was totally different, Deborah. There were like about 20 guys and me. I was at the front office in my computer group, and I did not run into that type of situation. So that's what I'm basing on, because I have been in the situation. But these are strong-willed women, and I just feel that something is happening. I think that probably Simone is probably trying to tell Kamala what she should or shouldn't do. Kamala's probably saying, "No, wait a minute now. I'm the VP." That's what I mean by there's some friction. That's what I mean. That's what I think is happening. Okay.
I think Simone is smarter than that. She's not.
You think so?
Tell Kamala. Oh yes. And let me say something. when I was over the NAACP for that 20 years, it was women who actually ran the organization.
Yeah.
And we got things, that they got things done.
That's right.
And never,
That's right.
ever had that kind of issue. So it just depends on where you are and who you're with.
I agree.
And like I said, I don't remember those ladies fighting.
Well, let me just put this one factor out there, Dewey. I was the only black woman in this group of women. The others were white women. So maybe that's the problem. You understand me?
Yeah.
Okay? How dare they put this black women over us? You see what I'm saying? So that's probably what I went through. You're talking about NAACP. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, I just didn't want to have to go there, but that was the situation. That was the situation. All right? My husband encountered the same thing you tell everybody. When David was over his human resources for a short time, he could tell that there were people that didn't really want to work under him. They were fine with him as long as he was one of them. They were fine. And you all know we run into this all the time. Kathy Daly, you probably have experienced it. Kathy works downtown at the courthouse. Kathy, I'm sure you at some point experienced that because Kathy is in a good position too. So I'm just saying, everybody, this tends to happen to black women when we're working with white women. The difference with Kamala is, and black men, because I said David, it happened to David, but I'm saying with Kamala, her staff, I bet you, has probably a lot of black women. So I'm just not understanding this. And the problem I'm having is you got people like Fox who are saying things like, she has a sinking ship. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. She's got some issues that she needs to resolve. Her ship is not sinking because there are some problems going on. And they need to nip that in the bud, like Deborah said. They have got to nip that in the bud. Because, listen, Biden will be 81, and I agree with Deborah. I do not think he is going to run again. I just don't. He had 8 years with Barack. He's got 4 as the president. I'll be shocked if that man runs 4 more years. I'll be shocked. So she will be the front runner, all right? Whoever she chooses. And
I wouldn't say all that.
Well, I'm just saying.
I would be shocked if he doesn't run again.
You think that he'll run 4 more years?
Well, time will tell.
You think so,
I
Dewey?
mean, it's no joke to be 81 years old under that kind of pressure.
Right, I don't think he will.
President ever.
He understands what happened if he didn't run.
Well, let me put it like this, Dewey. I think he only ran, seriously, because I think he felt that there was nobody that could beat Trump. And I'm grateful he did, because I don't think there was nobody that could either. Yeah, I don't think there's...
Who you have could beat Trump?
There was nobody. Nobody. Trump would still be in office if he had not run for president. But I'm just saying, everybody, that he will be 81 when it's time to vote for presidents again. And I don't know if he's going to want to do 4 more years at 81. Now, he might. Because, listen, Joe Biden gets out and rides bicycles and runs. And Joe Biden is in good shape as far as that goes. But your mind is...
I get tired watching him.
Joe Biden is something else, y'all. Riding bicycles and running. And you know why his body's that good? Because he's been doing that a long time. He's been doing it a long time. Yeah. That's not something you can just say, I'm going to start tomorrow.
Let's look at the reality. If he decides not to run again, who can beat Donald Trump?
Nobody. Nobody. Kamala can't. She cannot beat him.
Well, I still don't think it's a good position to be in, for the Democratic Party to be dependent upon an 81-year-old running for another 4 years. That's not a position to be in. They should be cultivating somebody to come up in order to replace him if necessary. Now, usually that's the vice president, but I don't know if Kamala's going to be in the kind of shape to do that. But they need to have somebody. I mean, there's no guarantee that he's going to run. I mean, of course he's going to say he's going to run now, because if he didn't, the minute he said. Right now, if he said, I'm not going to run for re-election, he would become irrelevant.
That's right.
They would be speculating on, who's going to take his place. And they wouldn't even be listening to what Biden has to say.
I agree.
After that.
That's true.
When he said, I intend to run, I think that was just to shut up people from speculating.
Right.
But it is a real possibility that he won't. Because again, like he said, like we were saying before, that he saw it really as his role, really to bring back stability. He said that himself, to bring America back from the brink, and he sees himself as a stabilizing force.
Yeah.
Whether that is true or not, I don't know, but that still remains to be seen, if America can be saved. But I think that's what he sees his role as, is to bring America back. And if he's doing that and he's done that, I wouldn't be surprised if he'd say, okay, I've done my part. I mean, he did run for 3
listen,
times.
I'm going to say this. I hope that he will run 4 more years, y'all. Seriously.
Quickly, he has enough pride and moxie to understand that if he didn't run, you almost give him the White House back to Trump.
I'm
he
telling
knows
you.
that.
That's why I just said, Dewey.
He might run a year. He might quit after the second year of the second term.
Right. But he knows that he's got to do it, guys. Dewey's right. He has got to go. He's got to run. Even if he decides after a year or two, like Dewey said, to step down, he has to, because I promise you, Kamala has too much baggage. And she,
all of them do.
When I say Dewey, hers though is too much for them to have to deal with as far as talking about it. They're going to be dealing with the fact that what she did when she was an attorney or whatever, what her position was, how she did with black men, that they haven't gotten past. People haven't gotten past that. They brought that up when she was running for the presidency. One of the ladies on the podium brought that up. Plus the fact that right now they're thinking, well, dang, she can't even get along with people. It's just going to be too much for them to be elaborating on when they're doing their debates, Dewey. That's all I'm trying to say. Kamala is sharp, everybody. Listen to me. Kamala, listen, guys. Kamala is a sharp lady. She is. But I'm afraid that if she tries to go on and be the president, we are in trouble. He has got to run, like Dewey said. Even if he quits a year or two later, he's got to run. He's got to. We're in trouble. If she tries to take it on by herself, we can forget it. We're going back to possibly Donald Trump. And listen, none of us want to go back to that man. None of us do. Okay? None of us. So, I'm just saying. We need help, everybody.
But you're right. We have to look at it. I'm sure Biden looks at it like, if I don't run again, we give him the White House back to
That's
him.
right.
And like I said, he might run for a while, and then he might decide, and that way Kamala could become president if he retires after that second term, and get the experience she needs to beat whoever she needs to beat, after Biden's 2 terms up. In other words, she could be president for the last 2 or 3 years of the Biden administration, and then run for president.
Yeah.
And then she would have something to run on or with. Right now she just, if you haven't had experience in Congress and stuff, she just doesn't have the experience right now. But I don't know who does. See, they were talking about the transportation secretary. I don't know. They just, you sure enough get ready to get beat. And I'm not against them. I'm just saying, though, it's just hard to. That's just a political reality. I hate to have to depend on an 81-year-old man.
Well, like I said, he's in good shape. But listen, here's the reality of life. You can have a heart attack and be in tip-top shape, everybody. So that's just part of life.
That's right.
Okay, and that's the reality. That's reality. So. I'm not even focusing on that. I'm just saying America is going to be looking at the fact that he's 81 too when it's time to vote again. That's going to be a real problem. Let me ask you all, what do you all think about CNN suspending Chris Cuomo? What do you think about?
I think they fired him.
Oh no! So he's not just suspended; he's fired.
Yeah, I think they fired him about an hour ago.
Oh, Deborah, really? Oh,
they're
God.
not really saying what led to his firing, but it was telling the statement they read. They said that he was terminated immediately.
Oh,
So
wow.
that usually means there's something
Something we don't
explosive
know.
or
But now here's
no,
what I
something,
see.
because all up until this time they were saying he was suspended indefinitely. But you know, and it must be something really serious because
Yeah, it must be.
they let Jeffrey Toobin come back. He was suspended for about 6 months for exposing himself during a Zoom meeting, which is highly embarrassing. I mean, it wasn't at a CNN event; it was at the New Yorker, and they fired him. But they did let Jeffrey Toobin come back after 6 months.
Well,
So,
the article that I was looking at,
I don't know. It must be something.
well, the article that I'm
Here's
looking
something,
at, Gerald, it just says that CNN suspends Chris Cuomo after probe shows he advised ex-governor Andrew Cuomo. Now, here's my thing, and I don't know the whole story, everybody. I don't. I'm just, speaking of what I would do. Anybody that has family, and if they were going through something, wouldn't you try to talk to them and try to give them some advice and help them to do what you thought was best for them? So if that's what he got fired for, would that be right to do that to the man? I mean, Deborah,
Well,
wouldn't you try
said
to help
that
your sister if she gotten in trouble? Wouldn't you try to give her some advice of what you thought she might need to do? Because I know I would do that for my sister, a husband, whatever.
But what CNN is saying, or the people who are accusing him were saying that he was not only doing that, but he was using his media contact at CNN to help his brother.
How?
Now,
How,
there's
Deborah?
no evidence or proof that they've shown that seemed to me would warrant anything other than a suspension.
But how
But
was he
something
using?
must have happened because he definitely fired.
But
If you Google his name in Google News, you'll see that he's fired.
but let me ask you,
That happened
Deborah.
like 30 minutes ago.
Let me ask you, do you have any information other than what you don't know what he might have done? I mean,
Well, that's the thing. They were being very vague, but generally speaking, they were saying that he used his relationship with CNN improperly to help his brother, his media contact, and that's supposed to be against CNN's rules, terms of service.
but you don't know
But
how
they
he
haven't
did, what he
coming out
did.
with anything specific.
But you don't know what he did. Okay, I see. Well, everybody, I
Yeah.
hate that because I really did. I really do like Chris.
I hate that also.
I do. I hate it.
That's what
And it doesn't really make good
Democrats
sense either.
and neutral people,
Because
we are more, if there was Fox, they probably give him a promotion.
Yes.
I'm just saying, that's what
Yes.
we're dealing with.
Right.
Well, most of the people who are clamoring to get him fired are right wingers, and
Yeah.
so I don't know what CNN thinks that they're doing, but they're only helping silence Trump's critics because he was a fierce critic of Trump. Trump hated the Cuomos, both of them,
Right.
and so they're not helping CNN. You know, they're supposed to be a
No.
business. He was one of the main attractions on the night show. And so if they fire him, who's going to go watch? I mean, Don Lemon's still there, but the rest is pretty boring compared to MSNBC. So the people who watch Fox News were all over YouTube and Twitter and crowing and braying about, oh, how great it is. They're not going to go watch CNN. They're still going to hate CNN.
That's right. That's right.
So,
That's
you
right.
know, I mean, I don't understand how it made good business then. They
I don't
suspended him for 6 months. If what he did was
I
so
don't need
egregious.
it. It makes you wonder. He couldn't have done anything that he shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
Well, he was
You know,
apologetic on his
I
podcast,
wouldn't
but he
apologize.
was
I
more
would say-
apologizing to his
I
staff.
wouldn't apologize. I would not have.
Well, he
But
wasn't
let me
apologizing
ask you
to
all
CNN.
this. Let me ask you all
He was
this.
apologizing because his staff was out of work.
Let me ask you guys, do you all think that MSNBC will take him on? Because didn't they lose
Not
a
right
guy?
now.
Well, didn't they lose? What was the
Well,
man?
they're going to be looking for somebody to replace Rachel Maddow.
Okay, now wait a minute.
But I don't see it because it's too soon.
But let me ask you
I mean,
this,
he may have
Deborah.
contract issues. And I just think it would
No, that's
probably
right.
be too soon.
Okay.
Maybe in the future.
Okay, but what
But
about?
they're going to be going through shakeup too because Brian Williams.
Okay, that's
and
who I was getting ready to
coming back.
ask you. What happened with?
Maddow.
Let me ask you, what happened with Brian Williams? Because I think something has happened. He didn't just quit. What happened with him?
No, he He moved
Well, he
on
might
because
be
he wanted to
tired.
get off of that graveyard shift.
No,
He wanted to be
Lord.
put on the daytime again.
okay.
They're not going to get rid of Lester, which, Lester Holt took his place. So the next best thing would be to get in the daytime.
So did he get in the daytime?
Replace, say, somebody like Nicole Wallace.
But did he get it?
He's tired of being on that 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, but wait a minute. What I'm trying to ask you, is he just going to quit because he can't get put on the... Okay, I see.
He did. It came up time for his contract renewal, and he demurred and said that he's not going to sign it because he felt like he's got a better opportunity somewhere else. And, the subtext of that was that he wanted to get off of the 11 p.m. shift, and he wanted to be put back up in the forefront just like he was in previous years.
Okay.
He's done his time. They didn't fire him, but they demoted him, so to speak, and put him on the nighttime on the graveyard.
Yeah.
And he was in that position, like 5 years now.
So you don't think Chris could take his
he
slot?
wanted to move back into the daytime.
So you don't think Chris could take his slot? Because that would be perfect. Chris likes at night. He was already coming on at 9.
He could, but I bet it
Chris
won't
who?
happen.
Chris Cuomo, he was coming on at 9 p.m. on
But see, I
CNN.
bet it won't happen because
they probably
they're
won't
just
do
as
that.
weaselly as CNN. They're just as wimpy as CNN.
Wow.
And so if
Wow.
he goes to MSNBC, the right wingers and all the Cuomo haters and Trump lovers will just go and hate on MSNBC and try to get him fired from there. At least right now. I don't think they'll play on them.
That's just a liability there. MSNBC.
Yeah, they're not going to want the heat.
Yeah,
the
that's
right
right.
wing.
But see, that's one of the problems that we have, and one reason we fighting an uphill battle because MSNBC, CNN, they try to call themselves being somewhat neutral, and so they allow, they do things. The Democratic Party, when they put that guy out, just the senator, it's just we just.
Oh, Al Franken.
Al Franken, yeah, we say, well, this is. I don't know if they had much anything on it, but, the thing is, though, that and I'm saying the Democratic Party is just so nice, put it that way, that, they try, call themselves trying to be fair. This is not a fair world.
Right,
This is not
right.
a fair world. The right is just, that they are awful and getting worse. And at some point, MSNBC, CNN, they've got to step up.
I agree,
and
Dewey.
tell people what's really going on.
I agree.
It's sad right now.
It really
it's just
is.
sad how Newsmax and all the rest of that crap.
Guys, I want to let you all know that this new variant called Omicron, it has been identified in at least 12 states. But get this, Delta is still dominating. Oh, man, that just freaked me out when I saw that today. Now, listen to these stats that I got here for you. It says we now have about 86,000 cases of COVID right now in the United States being diagnosed daily. Daily now. 99.9% of them continue to be Delta. The Delta variant says, also it says here, and we know what we need to do against Delta. And that is get vaccinated. When I read that today, I just said, my God, 86,000 cases? We have 86,000 cases of COVID being diagnosed daily. And Delta is at the front of it, everybody. So Delta is still a mean virus all by itself. Omicron, I think it's going to be frightening because I think it's going to be more easily transmitted. So, guys, those of you, excuse me, that have not been vaccinated, I highly, highly recommend that you get vaccinated. I'm telling you. Deborah sent me a couple of, was it a pastor? What was the pastor's name, Deborah, that just died? I can go back and pull it up if you don't remember his name. Remember you sent me of the pastor? Well-known pastor. I'm going to see if I can find it right quick. Remember you sent that to me earlier this week, Deborah?
Yes, anti-vaxxer.
What was his name? Do you know right offhand? If not,
I would have to up again.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up now, but well-known person. I saw where T.D. Jakes was talking about what a great person he was. But I have to disagree. I can't call you a great person when you are highly promoting not getting vaccinated. I can't, everybody. There's nothing that I can say to a person, a pastor, that has 20 or 30,000 people under them, and you're not promoting getting something that will save your parishioners' lives. I'm sorry, everybody. He may have been a great person, but he's a dead person. Okay? He's dead. So I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to make little of the man. I'm not. That died. I'm looking up his name right now. I'm not trying to be
Marcus Lamb.
Marcus Lamb, head of Daystar, says a large Christian network that discouraged vaccines died. Okay? But here's the thing, Deborah. It says he died after getting COVID-19. So what? Oh, I'm sorry, COVID-19 virus. I'm sorry. After he got the virus itself. But he just an anti-vaxxer. He just didn't promote getting a vaccine.
And that's what happens to anti-vax. But you're right. The problem is you influence other people.
Yes, exactly, everybody. And like I said, I'm sorry that the man has passed. But listen, we're gonna die. All of us are gonna leave here. This is a temporary stay. We know that. Okay. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. Why do you have to leave here with COVID? Why? I mean, when there is a vaccine. Last year at this time, there was no vaccine for this virus. You all do know that. Remember? Go back to last year. There was no vaccine. So the fact that now there are millions of them and people won't take them, I just don't get it. I'm sorry. Okay? I just don't understand, everybody. I'm just letting you know the fact that it's here. It won't take it no time to get in your state. It's already in 12 of them. I don't know if it tells me what the 12 states is. It said 12 states have identified the Omicron variant, 12 of them, but they don't tell me which states. I don't believe in this article. Yes, it does. It says cases of the newest coronavirus variant were identified as California, Colorado, Hawaii, Louisiana, Maryland, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Utah. So it hadn't gotten to Tennessee yet, do it, but you know it's on the way, right? It's on the way, okay? But Deborah, it is in New York.
I got my shots, so I don't know.
Yes, and that's another thing. I
hope the new variant responds to Moderna and all the rest of it.
Well, I am fully vaccinated too, everybody. David and I both have gotten our boosters. We've gotten our flu shots, and we've had our pneumonia shots. So we're fully vaccinated. And I believe, everybody, I don't know this to be a fact, but I do believe they have opened up that booster now to everybody. Am I right or wrong, guys? Correct me if I'm wrong.
It is.
Right.
The booster is now open up to everybody. So it's just not for people 65 and over. It is open to everybody. So you can now go and get your booster. But here's what I do want to recommend. I would stay with what you got. Your first 2 shots. If it was Pfizer, stay with that. Because I didn't want to switch over. I think they had Moderna, but I stayed with what I got. I got Pfizer, so I got Pfizer in my booster. Now, I do want to tell you all, and I don't want to scare you, but that booster had my arm sore for about 2 or 3 days. And I mean, I knew that it was sore. But after that, I was good. I got the booster like on a Tuesday, and by Friday, it was fine. But I experienced more than I did with those first 2 shots. Did you do it? I don't know why, but I did, and I did with my flu shot this year. I don't know.
I didn't even. I had a little pain, not even pain.
Yeah. Well, you know, I deal with pain, so I knew that the soreness was there, and I only experienced it because I reached with that arm to pick up something, and then I knew that it was sore. Okay. Yeah. But I'm just saying, it was temporary, everybody. It lasted maybe 2 days, and that was it. I wasn't sick, anything, and I didn't get sick with my shots. But I do want to encourage everybody to go on and get their booster. It is open up to everybody. Deborah, have you had yours yet?
No, not yet, because I just got mine in June, so I'm just coming up on the 6th month.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you have to wait.
Yeah, well, listen, you make sure you get it, Deborah, and the other thing that you know that you need to take care of, you take care of that too, Deborah. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to give you a sermon again tonight.
You done got Dr. Sharon's story.
That's why I said I don't want.
I know.
That's why I said I don't want to get started on, because I've been telling Deborah about getting a colonoscopy, everybody, because I just think that it's just so important. Something else too I wanted to talk about too, everybody. Oh, I love the fact. Listen to this, that Biden is trying his best to oust DeJoy. And I can't wait until he does. DeJoy, everybody, is the one that took over, is it USPS, United States Postal Service? Trump put him in there before he left out of office. But it said Biden surprises with USPS board shakeup. DeJoy says key DeJoy our allies to be replaced. Now, maybe it's the allies that are going to be replaced, but I'm thinking he's still trying to get DeJoy out too. Because I'm telling you, I think DeJoy is sabotaging our mail. Our mail. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I say that. Let me tell you why I say it. Because my mail never runs the same. It's either real late, or it's the next day, or they're running on Sundays. I'm telling you, just until last year, I never saw a mail truck on a Sunday. Now, Dewey, have you ever seen one on Sunday? I see them now on Sundays. They've actually brought me something here to the house.
You saw all the equipment they tore up.
I've never seen a mail truck on Sunday until just a few months ago.
Sharon, they have one thing, and it's not slowing down the mail, it's to stop mail-in voting.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, because they feel like that's the thing that a lot of people who vote Democrat use is the mail, early voting and voting by mail. And so anything they do to try to stop that, and plus the Joy had interest in some of those competitors with the post office. Yeah, so, we deal, but you deal with crooked. I mean, the Republicans are awful. They are awful.
Yes, yes.
And Trump is the lowest life person I ever seen.
I agree.
If he wasn't president.
I agree. Everybody, I was so sad to hear of, I think her last name was Avant. I'm not sure what her first name was. Did you all hear about that?
The music.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up her name now.
A wife.
Hang on, I'm trying to pull that article up now. I know the last name was Avant. Shooting. Let's see. Oh, okay. Here it is. Her name was Jacqueline. Jacqueline Avant. Everybody. She was killed. She was shot in her own home. Mm-hmm. A burglar was robbing her house, and she was shot in her own home. It was so sad. Her husband's name was Clarence Avant. I think he was well-known music producer. Well-known. Mm-hmm. They've been together. This is what the article said. They've been together 50-plus years. This happened Thursday. But here's a good point, though. They arrested a young man, and I think they arrested him because he accidentally shot himself in the foot while he was burglarizing their home. So he probably in Hollywood, so my guess is he had to go to the hospital, okay? But I just looked at them, they showed them on the news this morning, and it's just so sad because this woman looked so vibrant. She was 81 years old. She was still as beautiful to me as she was. They showed them in her younger days, and she was just as beautiful and vibrant. Yes, she had aged, but she was still such a beautiful lady. And this is just so sad. Isn't it sad, everybody?
Yeah, it is sad. Well, it's so much gun violence, and I am so glad the DA is indicting that little boy.
Oh, me too, Dewey. Me too. I hope they keep their behinds in that jail cell.
They could have done that with right now.
Yes.
I'm so glad they're doing it.
Oh man, listen, everybody. I was going to tell you all, please pray for these families. I cannot imagine what they are going through right now. Their children went to school that day. They went to school that day. They were not out doing nothing that they didn't have any business. They were trying to get an education. Okay? And here this boy comes up in there with a gun that his mother and father bought for him as an early Christmas present. Did you all know that? He's just 15. But they bought this gun for him as an early Christmas present. And one of the teachers saw on his phone where he had been looking up ammunition, and she called the parents. The parents came to the school, but I don't know what happened with that situation. They should have suspended him. They didn't, but they let him go back to class. A few hours later, the mother sends him some kind of text saying, "I'm not mad at you. Next time, just be careful." Okay? That's what the mother texted him. "I'm not mad at you. Next time, just be careful." In other words, she's saying, just be careful and don't get caught. Well, a couple hours later, guess what? He shot 4 people and he has injured 8. The 4 have, well, he shot, I think it was 12, and 3 had died as of a day or two ago, but now another person has died, so it's 4 people that are dead. And there are still people that are in the hospital fighting for their lives because of this darn boy and the fact that his parents bought him a gun as an early Christmas present. I'm going to tell you something. They need to give them some time, all right? They need to give them some time, because that's the only way that they're going to stop these kids from doing what they're doing, is you're going to have to lock these parents up. I totally agree with it. I don't know if anything will come out of it, but I hope it does.
But see,
I'm
the
not
red
sure
now
that it'll actually. Go
I don't think it will
doing
either.
anything,
I don't either.
Only because I think that the gun organizations like the NRA are going to be heavily invested in getting them
That's
off,
right. That's right.
and will
That's
put
right.
money toward their defense, because they don't want to see that become sort of a precedent that these law enforcement agencies will go after the actual gun owners
Yeah.
for culpability. And so
Yeah,
I wouldn't
right.
be surprised if it didn't go through, but I do agree that they should be held accountable.
I agree.
And another thing, too, is these particular parents were particularly egregious and irresponsible. Whereas someone else, maybe they just left the gun unguarded, or they may just been careless, it may not rise to that level. So it'll be interesting to see if this is going to start a trend.
Yeah.
I still highly doubt it, because there's so many
I
people
doubt
in
it
this
also.
country
You're right.
that want to see unfettered access to these guns.
Well.
Yeah, and they're getting them. So, but that's the reason I say, you look at this case and the written now thing. See, they didn't, this little guy with this little crocodile tears and all that bullshit.
Right, right.
To me, he's just like the guy that killed those students.
Yeah.
And, when you shoot
He got off, his
on,
mom was never arrested.
yeah.
I agree,
Yeah,
guys.
So it's tricky. This isn't quite as politicized. I mean, it's politicized because of the gun issue, but there's a lot of resistance to making it harder and more responsible effort toward getting rid of some of these guns. They, for whatever reason, decided they were going to run. And it's interesting that they ran to Detroit. I guess they thought they would run to Detroit and hide, and nobody would care, or nobody would see them and report them. And they would run, because, why are you running? If you get all of that attention, on national news, really it was international, your face is flashed over all of the screens and newspapers, how far are you going to get? You get to Canada, they'll just keep you there and send you back.
Yeah.
I don't know what they thought they were doing.
Well, for those of do think that all white people look similar, I just, I think
Maybe that's what they
they might,
thought.
they might would have gotten away with it a little while, but that's just, but if this kid gets off the piece, you see Trump, I just can't, oh man, I hate that. I'm trying to not say what I really think about it, but the fact that he took that
It's
little
hard,
guy
though.
who killed those 2 unarmed protesters, took him in the white, took him to Mar-a-Lago, and they
Him and
taking
his mom.
pictures holding the thumb. So, what kind of,
Right.
This guy is
Right.
so classless.
Well, we know
and
he's
funny.
depraved. We know Trump is.
Yeah, he is.
There's no floor that he won't go beneath. So this was just an
Yeah, you're
opportunity for him to get in the news. He can't get on social media, so this is another opportunity to sort of latch himself to all of these causes. And he doesn't care how terrible the cause is, as long as he thinks they'll vote for him.
Yeah, I agree, Deborah.
That's what he's despicable.
He really, really
Yeah.
is, everybody. He really is. Guys, I saw something, and I don't know a lot about these fashion designers, but did you all hear about a young man? His name, let me put it up here. His name was Virgil Abloh. He died. Let me read this a little bit. It says he was a prolific fashion designer known for styling stars like Kanye West and Kid Cudi. He died Sunday after a private battle with cancer. He was just 41. Let me tell you what was the striking, which kind of puzzled me about his cancer. Have you all ever heard of cancer of the heart? He had cancer of his heart. I've never, in my 60-some years, heard of that. And I know you can get cancer anywhere. I'm aware of that. But I declare, everybody, I never had heard that before. He had heart cancer. I mean, I just couldn't imagine. I mean, our hearts do everything for us, basically, okay? But I had never heard of that before. Have you, Dewey?
No,
I never heard of it.
it's so many things I haven't heard of.
Well, I know, but I mean, seriously, seriously, I'm being serious, Dewey. Come on now. I'm serious.
Well,
I'm talking about cancer can happen
can
anywhere
spread
in the
anywhere.
body. I'm aware of that, everybody. But his heart was cancerous. His heart. I'm not saying. I know I may sound a little dumb, but I've just never heard of anybody having heart cancer. I've heard of many cancers, many, liver, lung, kidney. My dad had kidney, a big tumor on his kidney in 1976 when we didn't have all this technology. Colon cancer. I've heard of many cancers, but not heart, everybody. Not the heart. So, I mean, it just kind of floored me.
It's probably very rare.
That's what I'm saying. It had to have been an extremely rare situation. He was so young, and everybody, he was well known. I'm not into the fashion world, so forgive me for not knowing who he is. Sympathy goes out to his family, but his name was Virgil Abloh, Abloh. And they called him a prolific fashion designer. Prolific, okay? But he was so young. He was 41, everybody. 41 years old. But anyway, guys, I'm doing the Black History Moment tonight. And I have had a time trying to decide because, Lord, I got so many. But here's what I chose. Because I just thought this was just worthy. Hey, everybody, those of you that are coming on Facebook, please click your like and share buttons. I see my classmate, Teresa. Hey, guys, click your like buttons and click your share buttons. Put this on people's walls. But this one right here, Dory, is going to really, really be good. Like I said, I had a lot to choose from, but this one just kind of made me say, okay, these children are worthy and they need to be talked about. So everybody, I'm trying to pull it up for us right now, if my phone will allow me to do so. While this is pulling up, everybody, I do want to encourage those of you that are listening, that are just coming on, to let you know, if you have not gotten your booster shot, you can. The booster shots were just for 65 and up. They're now for anybody. In fact, they're encouraging everybody to get the booster because not only do they not know enough about COVID and Delta, they really don't know anything about this Omicron. They just don't know enough about it, other than the fact that it seems to be very easily transmitted. So I'm just saying, you haven't gotten your shots, and I know a lot of you all listening, you're not going to do it. I'm going to say this quickly before I do my Black History Moment. When I was at the store day before yesterday, there was a young girl in front of me, a little pregnant girl, had pretty little girl in front of her. Well, I asked her, had her daughter gotten her shots? I saw some wires hanging down. And she said, no. She said she's a type 1 diabetic. And I try not to, I have to shut my mouth up. Y'all know I got a big mouth, and I'm always trying to give my opinion. So I just kind of said, well, I said, have you talked to the doctor to, see what they think? And I don't know if she heard me because she didn't really answer that question. But she went on to tell me, I take it that she hasn't been vaccinated. She had on the mask, her daughter had on the mask. But she was saying that she didn't feel like they knew enough about the vaccines for the children. She just didn't want to have her child do it because she's type 1 diabetic. And I take it she hasn't done it because she looked to be 4 or 5 months pregnant. But she did share this with me. She said, well, she said my mother-in-law caught COVID, and she had been vaccinated, and it really put her down. So I just don't even know if these vaccines are working or not. And I said, honey, I got to stop you. I said, yes, they're working. I said, they're working. I said, they're like most anything else that you take. I said, you can get a flu shot and you can still get the flu. I said, but here's the good thing. Most of the time, you're not going to die. I said, most people that are not getting vaccinated with COVID, they're dying. They're dying, everybody. Yeah, you might get COVID even with the vaccinations. You might go through a little sickness, but the possibility is that you may still be here. All right? So I just cannot be in line with people telling me that these vaccines are not worth taking. I'm not going to let you all tell me that. So I hope I don't offend anybody if I'm in line and y'all try to tell me you're not taking these shots because they're not working, because they are working too. Millions of us have taken it, and we're still here on this earth. And there are millions that didn't take it because they were not around, and they're dead. The vaccines had not come out, okay? They didn't have a vaccine this time last year. So there are almost 1 million United States American people that have died. I think the count now is over 800,000, I believe. I'll know for sure next week, but I believe it's over 800,000 people, everybody. We're almost not knocking on 1 million's door, but we're not far from it, that have died from COVID. And a lot of those people, it was because they did not have a vaccine for them. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I can't be in line with you at the grocery store and you telling me that these vaccines are not worth taking. Yes, they are too. Yes, they are, everybody. I'm just saying. All right? Now, let me give you all this Black History moment. I am about to introduce you all to 3 Black geniuses with the highest IQs ever in the world. You hear what I said? 3 of them with the highest IQs ever in the world. In fact, they beat Albert Einstein and Bill Gates. The first one, his name is, and I hope I can say it right, Romani Wilfred. He has an IQ of 162, higher than Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking. Guess what? He's only 16, and he's a Black young man. Okay? He's a Black young man. Now get this. It says the 16-year-old boy, whose IQ is also higher than Bill Gates, was only 10 when he wrote a paper on the philosophy of fairness. Okay? And his IQ score is 162, higher than Albert Einstein. The other child is Analla Beavers. It says at least 4 years old, and she's a Black child. Analla Beavers possessed an IQ at 4 years old of over 145. She could identify each letter of the alphabet, guess what, when she was just 10 months. Can y'all believe this? These are Black children. And the third child is Alana George, who has an IQ score of 140. She's another little Black girl. She is the youngest member of Mensa from the United Kingdom. The 4-year-old girl has an obsession for words and numbers. The little child who taught herself how to read before starting school prefers citing or reciting the alphabet and times tables than singing nursery rhymes. She would rather recite, everybody, the alphabet and her timetables rather than sing nursery rhymes because she's too smart for that. She's just too smart for that, okay? But these are 3 little black children. One of the children is 4. One of the children is 5. And the other child, at 4 years old, I'm sorry, at 4 years old. So that's 4, 5, and 16. So we have a little boy and 2 little girls. And guess what, everybody? The article says they have the highest IQs ever in the world. Now, I just think they deserve one of these right here. Listen, let me do this right quick. Hang on, listen. Okay? Y'all hear me? Don't y'all think they deserve that? I think they deserve that right there. Okay? I mean, I was so proud when I read that. Oh, that was a wonderful story when I saw that. I saw that on
It's a great story. And let me tell you, the problem is there are a lot of black kids.
We do. It's just we don't get to hear about them, do we?
And the white world wants people to think that we're just, I'm telling you, it's just they beat the stereotypes.
That's right.
What they
That's right.
used to get us for all these years.
That's
I'm
right.
not surprised those kids are that smart.
Oh, no, I'm not either.
There are
I think it's awesome.
black
I
kids.
think it's awesome, everybody. Just awesome.
But our kids need to know that. See, that's the problem is our young people have no idea what's going on.
No.
They learning regular history and and people don't tell them about those kids, because a lot of them, they would, if they knew, they would feel stronger about doing what they try to do.
That's right.
I'm just saying, it would help our kids if they knew that other kids were doing well.
Well, listen, everybody. It is up to you all as parents to encourage your children and to let your children know that they can do and be anybody they so desire to be. It's up to you all. Don't not let your children think they can't. A lot of black kids, I don't know if you all know that, a lot of black kids in the 60s, they had teachers that told them that they didn't need to be in certain things, that they couldn't excel in it. And I'm just so glad. I knew a couple of people that told me that they had teachers that told them that they didn't need to get in science programs and engineering programs, and they didn't listen to them, and they did, and they did well. So don't ever let your children think they can't be or do anything that they set their mind to, because they can. We're just dark-skinned people. We're still human beings, everybody. There's nothing about us.
We're still smart.
We're just as smart as anybody else. We just have a dark skin, okay? It doesn't mean that we're dummies. So I just want to throw that out there to you. Like, they keep wanting us to think and believe. There's nothing dumb about black people. Nothing dumb, all right? All right, guys, we're going to leave on this last note. Are you all happy or not that Stacey Abrams is getting ready to run for governor again? Because I am. I'm excited about that.
Well, she'll have a time. I mean, Kemp has been terrible, but it's still Georgia. But if anybody can do it, I think that she can do it.
I do too, Deborah.
Yeah,
I do too.
With the 2 senators, so that's good.
Yes.
I'm glad that she's going to give it another go.
Me too.
I mean, she did almost win.
You know what, guys?
If she hadn't been voter disenfranchisement, probably would have won.
You know what I wish, everybody? I really, really wish that President Biden had chosen her for his VP. I know that she may not have been as knowledgeable as he would have needed her to be, but that woman is so smart. She would have still probably been a better choice, I think, than Kamala. That's just my opinion. Why?
It would have been tough for him to choose her.
I know. I know.
She had served in the Georgia Senate, I believe.
Yeah.
But she had held no, sort of like governorship or senatorship, which is where they usually pluck these people from to be VP and president. And so I'm actually glad that she said that she knew herself and she was thinking very strategically about how she would proceed with her career. and it showed that she didn't let ambition get in the way of her good sense.
Right.
I think she made the right choice.
I think so.
honestly think she made the right choice. To build her brand, to build her career just one brick at a time.
She's a smart lady.
I don't think she would have been better than Kamala. I really don't.
Probably
Well,
not,
the VP
because
isn't really. The VP basically stays in the background.
that's true.
Cheney was the only one who
just there.
took over.
That's true.
Cheney ran the country, but all the rest of them, you hear nothing of Mike Pence. You didn't hear anything about Biden to be out. Barack gave a little bit more.
No, you didn't. That's what I was saying before.
But don't, as vice president, you're not there to tell the president what to do.
That's
And
right.
you're not going to get in there and overshadow the president. You're the VP. You're the heir apparent.
Yeah.
That's basically there in case something happened to the president. It'd be to carry the water for the president. You're not going to shine as brighter than the president.
That's right. There.
Biden knew that when he came into the vice president seat with Obama.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why many people were very fond of Biden, is because he didn't come in and try to take over. That's one of the reasons why they were saying that Hillary wasn't chosen, because she would have, her and Bill would have been probably very easy for them.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I can't imagine the two of them together. I couldn't see the two of them. Listen, guys, our time is up, but
me neither.
Deborah, I truly thank you and Joey for coming out here. Everybody, thank you all, those of you that have been praying for David. He's really doing well. We've had a lot of appointments this week, but thank you, Dewey and Deborah, and all of you that are still praying. You all continue to pray for us as we go through the journey. But the thing that I have learned through this journey, I have learned that God is still able, and He is still good.
Yes.
Even in our storms, everybody, God is still a good God. So I thank all of you. Guys, we will be out here Monday. I think it's the first Monday. I believe Dr. Melissa will be here Monday. Let me see what the date is. I'm about sure it's her week. But time is just rolling so fast, I can't keep up with my weeks.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
I mean, it's just moving faster than I keep up with. The calendar says Monday is December the 6th. So, yes, Dr. Melissa will be out here Monday at 8 p.m. So, you all come back. Monday, I will be out here live on Monday, and then we'll be back on Saturday at 6 p.m. Okay? Dewey and Deborah, you all be safe. And Deborah, you as soon as you can get your booster, I need you to do that. And I need you to go on and make your appointment for your colonoscopy, Deborah. Okay?
I will.
All right? As soon as you can, you make your appointment. Please. I have to get on her every week, everybody. And those of you listening, if it's time for your colonoscopy, if you're old enough, you have to be, most of the time, you have to be 50, unless you have had some family members that have had colon cancer, then I think they will test you early. But most of the time, you have to be at least 50. Go and get your colonoscopies, everybody. They will save your life. I promise you they will. If there are polyps there, they take them on out. Go on and do it. And ladies, do your mammograms if you haven't. Your smears if you haven't. Do all this stuff. Gentlemen, do all the stuff you need to do. I see no reason to leave here until God says so. He put all these doctors here for us, everybody. And He made them knowledgeable. My husband's doctors are so wise. I am so grateful for his doctors. He's got a bunch of them, but they are just so smart, and they give us good information. So trust the system. Go on and do your routines that you should do every year. Everybody, go do them. All right, go and do them. It doesn't take long. It's a little uncomfortable, but that's okay. Everything that we do that's good sometimes is uncomfortable. It's just the results is a good thing. All right. When you go to the doctor and your colonoscopy comes out good, that's a good thing. Or your mammogram is good, that's a good thing. You're uncomfortable for a few minutes, ladies, and that's it, right? But Dewey and Deborah, thank you both so very much. I look forward to coming back with you all on next Saturday, so you all be safe. Oh, one last thing.
Sharon, let me say, let's talk about the voting rights bill.
Okay, on next week.
Next week, because that's critical. All the rest of this stuff.
Okay, we will.
They take their voting rights. Okay.
We'll do that. We'll talk about. Can you get us some information on that, Dewey, so you can start out with it? Can you get us a little information on it?
Yeah.
Get us some information on the voting rights. I do want to tell you all something that came on the news today, and then we'll be done. Let me tell you what people are doing. People are following you home, and they're robbing you. Now, this case was not in Tennessee. I'm not sure what state it was in, but I do want you all to be aware of your surroundings. That was on the 8 o'clock news this morning. But yeah, people, I don't know if they're watching people coming out of the stores or buildings or what they're doing, but they followed this lady home, and when she got out of her car, they robbed her. So you all be safe. This is a different world we live in. This is a different world. My husband gets on me all the time because when I pull in the driveway and I pull in the garage, I have a tendency sometimes to stay out there too long. And he said, Sharon, you have got to stop doing that. He said that to me today. And that's when he told me what was on the news this morning. So I told him, hey, as of his comment to me this morning, I will start getting my stuff and getting on in the house. Because if they're following you home and they come roll up on you, there's nothing you're going to be able to do because they have guns, everybody. So you're going to have to do what they tell you to do. But I'm just saying that was on the news this morning. People are following you home, and then when you get out of your car, they're robbing you. So be aware of your surroundings, okay? Be aware of it. And on that note, guys, we're going to get off of here. Thank you all so much, all right?
You're welcome. Have a good night.
All right, thank you. Be safe.
Bye-bye, Julie.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Everybody, seriously, you all be safe because when David told me that, David heard it this morning on the news. And he got on me because I have a tendency sometimes to take too long to come in the house. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm trying to grab up all the stuff that I have in the car. But he said, you spend too much time trying to get it out of the car and come in the house. So I'm just passing that on to all of you. Be aware of your surroundings, you know, when you and it hasn't happened here in Tennessee yet. It has happened in a couple of other places, other states, and I'm not sure what states they were, but I did want to pass that on to everybody to be safe. Be safe, guys. Okay, guys. The time is 16 minutes after the hour of 7, and you have been listening to Let's Talk Now. Before we go off of this show, I always like to go off with me doing a song. So those of you that are still out there on the site and on Facebook, stay with me because tonight I'm going to go off with me singing. Let's see what I want to sing for you all tonight. And it's probably going to be one of my songs on my CD. If you all have not purchased a CD, you need to get one. There are 23 songs on it. In fact, you need to get a couple of them and give them away. Give them to people for Christmas. They're $15. You can use my apps. I have PayPal, Cash App, I have Zelle, or you can send me a check. You can text me, or you can come by my home and get it. My number is 865-310-1616. You can come by and pick up as many as you need. They will make awesome Christmas gifts, and they look like this, everybody. Okay? That's what they look like. They have 23 wonderful songs. 23 wonderful songs. One of the songs that I'm going to go off tonight so that you all hear that's on there, I am going to go off with me doing just a little bit of, I think you all will enjoy my song that I wrote called Thank You. Okay? So I'm going to go off with that one. All right? You're listening to SharonRucker.com. We're located in the city of Knoxville, Tennessee, and you have been listening to Let's Talk. I want to thank all of you that are on the site tonight. Thank all of you that are on Facebook. Please click your like and your share buttons. Put this on somebody's wall. And when I come back, we will do a little bit of a song that I wrote about 15 years ago, everybody. It simply just says, thank you. Thank you, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'm about to put a song on, one of my songs on. Hang on. You're listening to the very best in good gospel music at www.SharonRucker.com. The music in the background belongs to a gentleman named Reginald Stokes. I do have permission to play his music. I always say that because Facebook does not allow us to play anybody's music but music that we have permission to play. I have permission to play this song, so I always like to say that, everybody. All right, guys, I am going to get my song on. I won't play it in its entirety, but if you get a CD, it's on it. It's the very first song on the CD. It's called Thank You. Again, I wrote this song about 15 years ago, if you all can believe that. Seems like forever, but I did. All right, I'm going to put it on right now so that you can enjoy. So just sit back and enjoy, everybody. Just for waking me up this morning. Everybody, I love this song. Starting me on my way. Just for putting food on my table, Jesus. Lord, thank you for this day. How you made ways out of no ways. How you supply every one of my needs. Oh Lord, I thank you. Oh, I thank you. Oh Lord, it's me. Yes. It's Sharon standing in the need of prayer. I can't do anything without you, Jesus. I need you each and every day. I need you to make me. I need you to mold me, make me as you will. Oh Lord, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Thank you. Oh Lord, I thank you. Aren't you glad that he woke you up, everybody? My Lord, we take so much for granted, everybody. You started me. You started me on my way. Caring for me. Nobody cares for me like you do. You do. I wanna say thank you. I wanna thank you. I've gotta thank you. Everybody, that's going to do it for me. This is the first song on the CD, and you can listen to it in its entirety. It just simply blesses me because I know why I wrote it. I wrote it to God, everybody, thanking Him for being so good to me, as He has been my entire life. So I was just thanking God for all of the goodness, all of the bad days, that some days I didn't know how I was going to work things out, but He always found a way and always opened the door and always kept me positive. So I thank Him for all of those days. I thank Him for times when I wasn't doing what I should have been doing for Him and going places that I shouldn't have been going. I thank Him because He's such a just God, everybody. So full of grace and so full of mercy. So those of you who have not purchased this CD, I want to encourage you to get copies and give them to people, because there's a blessing on this CD. Powerful blessing on this CD. I listen to it a lot, and it's wonderful, wonderful songs. I chose a lot of good songs for you. Everybody, thank you all so much. Continue to pray for my husband. Continue to pray for me. that God will continue to get us through one day at a time, as He is already doing. I thank you for those of you that just kind of keep me lifted up. Thank you. And thank you for those of you who are always saying good morning to me when I speak out there. You know, I have a tendency to say good morning every now and then. Thank you for that too. Everybody, you all have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Be safe, be safe, be safe. Please, please get vaccinated if you haven't. Please do. It may save your life. I just think we ought to not leave here until God says so. We don't have to rush it. We don't have to rush our timing. And I think a lot of people do, simply because you don't do the right things in this life. All those things that I said you need to go and have checked, you need to do that, everybody. That's a part of saving your life, all right? God bless all of you. Tell somebody about the goodness of Jesus. And just remember, we can do all things through Christ Jesus, who strengthens us. Good night, everybody.